Hey guys! So today I'm doing a video about wisdom teeth because I had all four of my wisdom teeth extracted about 4 days ago. And I was scared to death, so I thought maybe if I made a video about it, anyone else that's having any kind of anxiety might see this and it might make them feel a little bit better. I don't know. But I'll just tell you about my experience with it. So I went to a dentist that kind of specializes in sedation. I got there. My appointment was at 7:40 in the morning, and I had eaten about 4 crackers that morning because I didn't want to eat too heavy because I know I have a strong gag reflex. That's part of my anxiety. That's why I hate going to the dentist, because all those tools and everything in my mouth, it just makes me gag. So I ate light, and I was expecting to get the laughing gas, which was free. Some of the heavier sedation that they have, because they have about 3 levels, which is the laughing gas, the nozzle that they put over your nose. They said they have a pill, and they also have the IV sedation. So I took the laughing gas, and I'll tell you what that felt like. It felt tingly in my fingers and in my toes. My arms and my legs started to feel kind of heavy, and I heard like a droning, kind of like a soft droning noise in my ears. And I did feel more relaxed, but when the dentist came in and got started, I still had my gag reflex going off. Just from him giving me the shot, I started gagging. So he said, you know what, how about we go on and do the IV sedation? And I said, okay, we'll do that. But like I said, I've eaten 4 crackers this morning, and if you're getting the IV sedation, you're not supposed to eat anything 8 hours before. So he said, well, it was just a little bit, but we're going to have you go away and come back for just a few hours, to let those crackers kind of get out of your system. So me and my boyfriend, because my boyfriend took the day off as well, because he's so sweet and he wanted to make sure that I would be okay. So we went shopping, or just kind of like window shopping, looking around for a few hours, and then we came back. I was so nervous because I've never been sedated for anything before. I've never had any kind of surgeries or anything like that, so I didn't know what to expect. And when I came back, that dentist office, the dental assistants, everybody was just so sweet and accommodating. If I can send them an edible arrangement, I will. When we got back, the room, they had turned the lights down for me. They had a flat screen TV that was in the corner, and they had put on some kind of a really nice, really beautiful picture of like vacation, like a beach, and the sun was setting, and you see all the orange colors and everything, and they had put on really soothing, relaxing music, nice and soft in the background. And they laid me back in the chair, and they gave me a pillow under my head, and they gave me a soft throw blanket, and they said, we want you to just try to lay back and relax. Don't worry about this. This is not going to be anything. But of course, in my head, I'm still like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, So they gave me some medicine to help me relax. They didn't want me to drink any water as well as eat, so they crushed up the pills and they put it under my tongue, and they told me to just hold it under my tongue and it would go into my system. So I did that. They told me it would take about 20 minutes for that to kick in, and the anesthesiologist, he came in and he put the IV in my arm, and I remember asking him, is this what's going to make me go to sleep? He said, no, not this exactly. He said, I have 2 more shots that I'm going to put into the IV, and that's going to make you go to sleep, but we're waiting for the other medicine under your tongue to kind of kick in more. So I said, okay. And then I said, well, just please, don't let me wake up. And he was kind of laughing, because he was like, well, you have to wake up at some point. And I was like, I know, but I mean, don't let me wake up in the middle of it, because that was one of my fears, was to wake up in the middle and like have all this stuff going on. So he said, don't worry about it, I got you. You're not going to wake up in the middle, I'll make sure of it. So I remember they put these the little oxygen thing, like the little tubes. They don't go all the way up your nose or anything, but like just, little oxygen on my nose. And after he put the IV in, I remember laying my head back on the pillow, and it wasn't a feeling of like I'm really, really drowsy or anything. It wasn't like oh, I can't keep my eyes open or anything like that. It was just sort of like a quick thought. I remember thinking, oh, I feel kind of good, like I could take a nap. And once I thought that, it was just like, boom, everything went dark. I don't remember anything after that. Well, not during the procedure. The next thing I remember was the ladies in the room. They were trying to tell me, hey, can you try to keep your eyes open, try to stay awake. We need you to try to, come out of it and wake up now. And I knew that they were done with it. So, and after that, it kind of went in flashes. They told me that I wouldn't remember anything, and I remember bits and pieces, but it's not like all together. It's just flashes of things. Like, I remember the lady telling me try to keep my eyes awake. Then I went back out, and then I woke up, and they were trying to put me in the wheelchair. Then I flashed to being outside. I remember my boyfriend was getting me in the car. Then I went back out, and it flashed to us going down the road. I remember seeing the road, and I remember thinking, oh, I hope I don't get motion sickness. But then I went back to sleep, so that, again, was nothing to worry about. And then, let's see, I remember seeing my apartment. I remember being in the parking lot and thinking, okay, I'm going to walk to the door. But I couldn't really walk very well. My boyfriend said that my legs were really like Gumby, like they were just kind of everywhere. So he ended up picking me up and taking me to the apartment, but I don't remember that part. And I remember it flashed to me falling on the couch, and then I went to sleep, and flashed to like it was the evening time, and I remember waking up with my boyfriend handing me a bowl of mashed potatoes and gravy. So, and it was over. They had prescribed me some really strong painkillers just in case. I actually didn't need them. I was okay with just taking some ibuprofen. I had some 200 milligram ibuprofen, and I would take 2 of them. And that was pretty much it. There was really nothing to worry about. I mean, I pretty much just felt like I took a nap. Like, I didn't dream anything. I don't remember saying anything crazy. I think when I went back the next day, they said that I was crying and thanking them a lot, which is good. I didn't want to say anything silly. So at least I didn't say anything stupid. But for the most part, yeah, it was just taking a nap. If you can get the IV sedation, I would strongly recommend it, because for me in particular, the laughing gas just wasn't working. It did make me feel relaxed, but my gag reflex was still there, and I was still gagging from what they were doing. So I definitely prefer it the way that they did it. And originally, they were supposed to have only taken out my lower left wisdom tooth, because that was the main one that was bothering me. But then they said, well, if you're going to go out, how about we just take all 4? And I was like, you know what, let's just do it, because I don't want to have to go through this. I have very high anxiety about the dentist. So I said, I don't want to go through this again. So I said, yeah, just go on and take all 4. And it was over just like that. So if you are having this procedure, just make sure you don't eat anything 8 hours before. And they'll tell you this anyway. And also they said don't drink soda afterwards, because your sockets, after they pull your teeth, they need to clot properly. And if they don't clot properly, then you can end up with something called dry socket, which is something that my mom had told me about before. She said she had it once, and it was the most excruciating pain ever. So I said I definitely don't want to get that. I've been eating yogurt. I know the dentist said, things like yogurt, smoothies. So I've been having yogurt, smoothie, pudding, applesauce, grits, anything that's kind of like really soft, soup, things that you can just swallow. I have been drinking those Ensure drinks, so I can feel like I'm full, but, I can just drink it back. If you're having any kind of anxiety, just know that it will be perfectly fine, and you'll feel so much better after it's over and done with. You won't have to deal with your wisdom teeth anymore. It'll be just a thing of the past. So just try to relax. If you've never had sedation like me, that was another thing that I was nervous about. I didn't know how I was going to feel, or how I was going to act, or if it was going to make me nauseous. It didn't make me nauseous. The only time I got nauseous during this whole thing was actually just because of the antibiotic. They said I had an infection in my upper and lower wisdom tooth. So they prescribed me amoxicillin before, 3 days before they actually did the extraction. I started taking that. The thing is that you have to make sure that there's food on your stomach, before you take an antibiotic, or, even the painkillers. You need to try to have something on your stomach, or it will make you nauseous. And I didn't throw up or anything, but I did definitely feel that I was getting a little bit nauseous afterwards, because after they took my teeth out, I wasn't eating, like solid food. I was eating pudding and stuff, and, I guess it just wasn't quite heavy enough. to really knock out the nausea from the antibiotic and the painkillers. But I'm doing much better now. I do have a stitch. They had to put a stitch in my upper left socket, but they told me that it will dissolve in about a week, so that's nothing to worry about. And when I woke up, I noticed that the right side of my bottom lip was numb, and I got a little bit nervous because I thought, well, maybe he hit something like a nerve that he wasn't, the dentist maybe made a mistake and hit something that he wasn't supposed to. But again, that was nothing to worry about because the next day the numbness had gone away and my lip felt totally normal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you're worried, don't be worried. I had knots all in my stomach, huge butterflies swarming around in my stomach because I was so nervous. As far as cost goes, it came up to $2,015 because each of my wisdom teeth were going to cost $360 to take out, and then the IV sedation cost $575. So, but I was able to actually charge it to my credit card. It's a credit card that I have called Care Credit, and you're allowed to charge dental, medical, and some veterinarian costs to it. So I was able to get everything done that I needed to get done, and then I'll just make payments to pay it off. But it was a really big blessing because I needed to have this done, and I feel so much better, and I'm healing well. And the next day when I went in for the post-op appointment, they just went to check on me to make sure everything was going well, and they said I didn't even look like I had anything done. They said that when they got it done, like the dental assistants, they were telling me that when they had it done, they were all swollen and they looked like chipmunks, and they had like ice packs around their jaw and everything. So I guess I just kind of got lucky, that I didn't have any swelling like that. So yeah, there is nothing to worry about. It'll be over before you know it. Don't be afraid. Just make sure you do have someone to kind of look after you when you get home. I think they said for like 4 hours, just have someone keep an eye on you. I was fortunate enough to have my boyfriend look after me and help me get in and everything, because I really don't recall. I don't recall anything. So that's it for my wisdom tooth experience. I hope maybe this video has helped some people as far as knowing what the cost is and what they do and everything. So yeah, that's it. It'll be over before you know it. Don't worry, you'll be perfectly fine. Bye guys.